Hello, this is Jamie, and today I was writing a blog, and my blog is jamiecrabtree.com, and I was writing a success story on an empath, someone that went through a lot but made it anyway. And so many of my stories are sad, and they really take out a lot out of me. This one really inspired me. Keanu Reeves. He is probably one of the biggest empaths I know that is a man. And it kind of, I help people, outside of my blog and my writing. I help people in a couple areas, and it's becoming healthy, both financially and physically. And then I have my blog, which is separate, but my blog kind of correlated today with helping people be financially healthy. Um, yeah, so what really jumps out at me with Keanu, that he spent over $5 million helping his sister recover and battle leukemia. Okay. He stepped away from a role. He lost millions probably during that 10 years because he didn't work. He stepped away from a super lucrative career, more lucrative than most any of us that's going to watch this. And he became her care provider. And he spent over $5 million. And I guarantee you a lot of that was holistic, not just traditional medication. And she survived. 10 years later, she survived. A lot of people don't think of this. If they have health insurance at work or even life insurance at work, once you get sick, you lose all that because you step away, you're no longer an employee. Okay, you're no longer an employee. And also, people that are in their own business, that's empaths and people that are part of the health and wellness and just everything in direct sales, people that are trying to live the American dream and have their own business. My heart is with them, and I want to make sure they're taken care of. And I'm one of those. You know on I've overcame a lot of health challenges, and I'm still working on it. I'm older than most of you probably who are watching this, but I've discovered recently peptides. And so I want to educate people on how they can become healthier too, because the food that they're serving us or giving us doesn't get it. The water, we need outside help. And I've discovered something called peptides. And so I'm not going to educate that on here. All I'm saying is that there's peptides from plants, and there's peptides from bovine colostrum, and there's synthetic peptides from the government, which have so many side effects. Anyway, I'm not going to go over that right now, but I will be teaching that your options when it comes to peptides and the benefits. Okay, but right now I'm going to talk about being financially healthy. Okay, and this beautiful empath. So this empath, Keanu Reeves, was able to help his sister with $5 million and take care of her for 10 years. But what happens to most of us if all of a sudden we get cancer? First of all, most of us don't have a brother that's going to help us with $5 million and is going to help take care of us for 10 years. So we need to really advocate for ourselves. I have a low-cost term insurance that also has some great riders like terminal illness benefit rider, and also war inclusion. So if there's an act of war, I'll be covered. Like what happened in LA, when they're shooting each other and they're setting fires, they declared that an act of terrorism. So people weren't covered in their insurance on that. So it's important to make sure that we have our affairs in order while we're here, to make sure we have income protection or life insurance if we have kids that are depending on us, or our wife, or even a disabled adult child that are depending on us. Is important. And so we want to make sure I have term insurance, have our affairs in order, right? Also have a will, because God forbid something happens to you or the couple, who's going to take care of our kids? The state will decide that if we don't have that down. But I also want to talk about this great company that I work with. I've looked at a lot of companies, and this company has a 40-year track record. They have an A+ on the Better Business Bureau, high ratings. And they help people with a part-time career, a full-time career, or a career change. Okay, a plan B, a way to make extra money. Now, this company, I have a book actually here in the room. It's about this thick, and it has it's kind of like a yearbook we had in high school, but this is of all the six and seven income earners. Okay, that means in 1 year. So we have the person that made the most. They're pretty young, actually. They've made 7 figures in 1 year, $7 million in 1 year. Okay, and the reason they did that is they helped so many people get to where they needed to go. Just, I don't know, that's how the universe works. If you sit around and you complain about the success of others, and that's all you do, complain, you're usually not going to get blessed, right? So they helped a lot of people, and they got a lot of licenses. The more licenses you get, the more income you can earn. There's the life license I have, and there's a lot of non-licensed products. And then there's also you can get mortgage licensed. You can do everything from home. And there's also with the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, we get it's like a stockbroker's license, a securities license, to help invest people's money, to help invest for their college, to help roll over, rollovers from 401ks into an IRA, all different, we are the Amazon of financial services, all different aspects of financial services. Because you know what? About a little over 20 years ago, wages stopped keeping up with inflation. Wages no longer keep up with inflation. Groceries not going down. Gas isn't going down anytime soon, if ever. So we have to do things different. They're closing down all kinds of stores. We have to start opening our eyes to doing something different. And my coach has earned about 20, almost 23 million actually in this company. He retired and came back. And I'm so blessed to have him there. I see him Monday mornings. He lives at Pismo Beach, where we meet through Zoom. And he's taught me something. He's taught me that you want to look for someone who's, competitors do really well here, but they also have to pass a background check because of the state and better licenses, but who is predisposed to success. And what is predisposed to success? That means that's what he did. He was 21 years old. He was delivering beer for a living. He hated it. He hated having a boss. He hated it. He actually had got a management position, got demoted back down to a truck driver. So anyway, he thought, and what people who are predisposed to success think is, if they can do it, I can do it. He said he thought if only half of this is true, but they just taught him at this orientation meeting, if only half, heck, I can do this. And from, I think, age 22 on, he never had to have a regular job again. He travels over to Italy, takes his kids. He's a go-to man in his family. He likes to play guitar. Even he plays guitar with this little band right on Pismo Beach. He doesn't have to. He loves it. And over at Pismo and in these different, on the pier, just really fun, and he's teaching me who to look for. He says to look for competitive people that have credibility. Credibility, you might call it popular, but credibility is mean everyone would want to go to your house for a Super Bowl party. Okay, and they're competitive. Maybe they like to rake the leaves the fastest in the front yard if two people are raking leaves. Maybe they're not in sports anymore, but they're still competitive. Are you competitive? Do you know someone like that? And also, like I said, predisposed to success means, well, if they can do it, heck, why can't I? Because it's really crowded at the bottom. It's so crowded with people complaining about the success of others, why they're not able to do anything for anyone. The people that have had success, like Keanu Reeves, he was able to pay $5 million to help his sister overcome cancer. He also gave, I think it was 75 million to the Cancer Society to help find a cure for cancer. So if you're an empath who's been helping the wrong people, that happens to a lot of us empaths. Even Keanu Reeves, his best friend died of a drug overdose, River Phoenix, and then he lost the love of his life, and she struggled with addiction. She had lost her baby, and then she had turned to drugs and got in a wreck. And there was a white powdery substance in the car, which may have led her to not driving correctly, right? Even he, because they just love so openly. So wouldn't it be nice if we could just focus so we can help more people? I'm not into huge fancy things, but I'm into helping people. I'm into leaving something behind for my grandkids. I'm into helping more animals. I'm into getting a big property where I can have a rescue. So a lot of times empaths struggle with keeping safe, but it's time, whether you're young, you're old, mature, no matter what your age, you can do it. If you help enough people, the universe will take care of you. Your God will take care of you. If we quit complaining, like that, what was it? They were going to paradise, right? They were traveling to paradise, not paradise, the promised land. They were traveling to the promised land, and God gave them the bread that came down, and they were complaining about it. They got stuck. They got stuck in the wilderness just because they were complaining. Quit complaining. Let's do something great. Let's help a lot of people. God bless. Have a great night and keep smiling.